Hey everybody, and welcome to your Friday. And if it's Friday, I'm totally stealing a line from Meet the Press. Sorry, I didn't even mean to, but it's coming back to me right now. Welcome to From Belly to Baby. I'm Abby, and I'm here with Katie Drennan, who is our go-to labor and delivery nurse who has all of the good intel. And I'm very excited about today's episode and all of the things I'm going to learn, because apparently it's about time to start packing a bag.
It's almost time.
All right.
This little one, Where Girl, will be here before you know it.
Little is, I don't know how I feel about that. Does every woman you see have a point at which they're like, am I the largest pregnant woman you've ever seen, be honest?
Well, we talked about this in the other episode about like second babies, third babies, you feel huge. You're not, you look amazing, but
you're very sweet.
It gets to a point like we were setting up and you're like, I don't even realize that it's in my way.
Yes, everything is in the way, and then trying to get up from places. I realized it was initially a joke that my husband would have to give me a push to move places. It's no longer a
joke. Like dinosaur arms?
Very real.
Like T-Rex arms?
Yes.
Yes.
So very much so. Yeah, and I run out of breath just talking. So
but I will tell you, as a mom, you develop a third arm. I don't know how you do it. You hold things, you use your leg.
Good to know. Yeah, because I do often wonder how, and all of those women out there who are pregnant with their second, third child and are momming it all the way, it is amazing to me because I am very honestly cranky, tired, and done by the time I get home from work, and I have not dealt with anything but myself. So
it's a learning curve.
I'm sure. All right. So speaking of learning curve,
we are going to talk today about what to pack, what the hospital has to offer you, more specifically what Barnes has. We'll go over your what we've come up with, a car kit, what to bring from home, car seat, and what the hospital has. So we're going to go over car kit first. Abby asked me to create this based on one of our previous episodes of things that my husband, bless his heart, he sounds very sweet in that he didn't want my water to go everywhere, but he didn't want his seats ruined. So he came up with it. So he's very smart. Wally Drennan, here's a shout out. Okay.
I'm very excited. And we'll throw this out there now. If you have questions, oh no, you're good. If you have questions as we're moving along, don't hesitate to type them into the comments, and we'll get to them as soon as we're able. And if we do not get to your question as we are live in the broadcast, we do keep an eye on these comments later, and we'll go back and revisit them and make sure that whatever we can address, we are, and we're posting whatever resources everybody needs out there. So with that being said, let's dive into the bag. And I think the first point is it doesn't need to be anything
It's not special. So we are not brand specific in a lot of things. I mean, I have kids, so I have lots of toy bags, and literally I was like, toy bag. This just goes in your car. I mean, it's weatherproof, whatever. So a couple things, as I said before, 2 diapers. They hold a lot of pee and poo, right, for babies?
That's apparently what they're supposed to do.
So they can also hold a lot of amniotic fluid if your water breaks at home, or at work, or in the car. Though if you're in the car, you're probably not going to try to get one of these in. But 2 of them hooked together because you're a grown-up, not a newborn. Just however,
they're pretty tiny.
Yeah.
These are the
I brought it.
sizes?
And if you have a toddler, I brought some other sizes too. Actually, it was my cousin's idea. She was like, "Oh, bring a pull-up." I was like, yeah. So pull-up is also very absorbent. 2.5. Very absorbent. You know, very similar. I'm not saying you have to get into this again. Cut the sides, make it fit. Guess what? You're about to be a parent, so be resourceful.
Innovative.
This is also a little bit of a bigger diaper. So if you have, this fit my 2-year-old at the time. Also, that should hold. Okay. So literally, I mean, I don't need to demonstrate, but put it on, come to the hospital, and it should hold. And when you take it out, be prepared that everything then is going to be soaked. But this will get you to where you need to go.
Okay. And just a refresher, so if your water breaks and you're on your way to the hospital, can a woman drive herself?
If you are not painfully, uncomfortably contracting, sure. But that can very quickly change. So is it the best idea? Probably not. I mean, if you are, I don't know, at Target over in Brentwood and you're delivering here, it's probably not a big deal, 10, 15 minutes. But like for me, I live on the Illinois side, so would I have gotten in the car with my water broke, contracting every 2 minutes? No.
Yeah.
So you just kind of figure that part out. Okay. My other thing is a beach towel. This I always kept in my car. Not
one of the lesser favorite beach towels, I'm guessing.
Actually, this is for a new one.
Well,
this one I got with my Mother's Day gift with my new beach chair. So I just grabbed this one. So not that I'm going to break my water on it, but fold it up, sit in a chair. You'll also hold a lot of fluid.
And that's just another practical question, though. Are these will all of this wash out, or you trash it all?
No, you can wash. Things that don't necessarily have, throw those away. If you don't have like things that are saturated in blood, they're fine. Amniotic fluid washes just fine. Throw it on a hot cycle. Things get saturated with blood to your own, I've seen a lot of babies born in cars. I shouldn't say a lot, quite a few. I was wondering in detail, how do they get that out? want that job. I love my job. I don't want that job. Some of those towels, I'm like,
just driver, you don't want that car.
Right. I think it's $100 if you throw up. I can't imagine if you deliver a baby.
If there is a
so if your water broke, you don't have somebody to drive. Don't call the Uber. They will charge you.
Yeah.
All right. The last thing I have that my husband, this was his idea, was to take the crib waterproof mattress pad. I literally took this off my little guy's bed today because we're potty trained or potty training. So goes right over the car. Or here, I can use this. He just put it over. I didn't know what he was doing. He was outside. It was midnight. I was like, what are you doing? And he was like, oh, your fluid's not getting in my car. My fluid, right?
My husband is so, I'm not particular about a clean car. It's terrible.
Yeah.
I use it as a second rolling closet. My husband is the exact opposite.
Or a toy chest.
It's very clean at all times. So I'm sure if he is watching today, he's taking notes.
He's like, oh, we're doing
this
that.
Is done.
So this would fit a seat better in the car, but you just sit on it, and if your water gets on it, it doesn't matter.
All right.
So it protects your car.
Okay.
And these are just things that you can toss in the bag, put in the back seat, and you're ready to go.
We'll remind everybody a beach towel, fitted crib sheet, waterproof, a couple of diapers, and you're set.
You're set.
All right.
So if you have a toddler, use that. If you are expecting a baby and you don't have babies at home, can't tell me you don't have diapers, just grab a couple.
People start giving diapers early, or you can just ask a friend for some.
Yep.
Really, it's amazing. They're pretty generous.
I love it.
So that gets us to the hospital. At what point would you suggest starting to carry all of that in your car? I mean, it's never too early.
It's not. I would say for that, I would say your actual hospital bag around 9 months or so, setting it up and maybe having it by the door. You don't have to drive around with it every day because what if you take the other vehicle or your water breaks at home or at work and you work in the hospital and your mom's going to get your bag. Just have it available. Okay. And what I took this right off the top. It's a little post-it. I like to make a list of things that you couldn't get in your bag for right now. Your hair dryer or your straightener that you use every day. The hospital doesn't have hair dryers. I don't know about the new facility when it opens. I should have found that out. Sorry.
We should, as point of reference, I always forget at the very beginning to tell everybody where we are because it changes a little bit. We are on the campus of the Washington University Medical School campus. We're with the Women and Infants program. So right now, that's at Barnes Jewish Main Hospital. In a few months, that will be moving just a little bit. Okay, help me out. East, west, north, right?
That way.
North. Okay, I have to orient myself to the arch. So it'll be moving a little bit down the street on Kings Highway to a brand new, beautiful tower that will house the entire Women and Infants program, and you'll be going with it.
I will be. Still just PRN, but my office within WashU also moves over to the Center for Outpatient Health, which is amazing too, and it's only a couple years old. So so currently we are in a postpartum room. We probably should have said that. There's room for mom and dad to stay, and so when we talk about packing, we don't just talk about mom's pack. We talk about dads or partners, because we want you to all the love to just stay here. So little post-it on top of things that you still need packed, because there are maternity things that you're wearing currently that you may say, I want to take that with me to the hospital. I want that t-shirt. I love that t-shirt. I mean, as we talked about, you loving your husband's white t-shirt. Yeah. There are things that you fall in love with that you need. Okay.
But don't go packing skinny jeans because they're
not skinny jeans and stilettos. Stay home.
Yep. Even Princess Kate, walking out on the heels.
Bless her heart.
Yeah, more power to her. That's a good question.
Where can young parents go to help them out finding these items?
In terms of young parents, in terms of the car kit or the house kit? Can we get some clarity on that? I guess it's just about anything. We can answer
about anything. So I think it depends. When I show you items from home, it's a lot of things that you may already have, and you can modify. Yeah. The other things are things you can register for, or check with your local like Catholic Charities or Mosaic, things like that offer baby supplies for moms. That's a good option.
Yeah, and what about? I wonder. Sorry, I shouldn't throw. I have a brain cell that fires, and I want to answer. There is one charity in town I want to check on with you after we're finished, but I don't want to toss the name out there and get them some calls that
we can even maybe post them later.
We'll post some resources later, but it's a great question. And there are community resources available that will help young moms who are needing a little bit of assistance getting these items
even
together.
Your own clinic or office, they can also direct you to. Yeah. Like WIC helps with breast pumps and things like that. We're going to talk about the breast pump in just a minute. There's a lot of opportunity out there.
And even with, it's amazing to me how much other moms want to share and how much they like being asked for their old stuff. So I wouldn't hesitate if you're young and you're the first of your friends. I'm on the opposite end of the spectrum. All of my friends have had their babies, and so it's been this influx of very generous handouts. That you're like, what do I do with all of it? I can't keep track of all of my own stuff. And it's so nice. Yeah. But I would also say don't hesitate to reach out to somebody who has a little one at home, who probably has those diapers, so that you don't have to feel like you're going out and buying a bunch of stuff that you're not quite ready to get your hands on yet.
And within the hospital, I should say, I'm going to show you a lot of the hospital stuff in just a minute. You get everything that you need while you're here. You don't you don't need a bag other than to wear something home or for baby to wear something home. So
and even that, do they have onesies at the hospital that they send them in? Or
no,
you have to. Okay.
Yeah, you have them for here, but not to go home in. So, and I brought that. My first thing is, and I remember this morning in the shower, it's an extra bag. Again, it says Happy Holidays. It doesn't matter, okay? Because you get the things that you don't use. If you don't use the diapers and the wipes and the soaps and things like that, take them home. Okay. Okay. So for
it's like going to a hotel.
Kind of it.
All the little bottles of shampoo, they're going with me.
Oh, I forgot to grab the coconut one, but that's okay. Okay. So my big thing is to be comfy. You are not here, like you said, to go down the hall in stilettos and skinny jeans, and you know you are gonna. If you see our bed, you're gonna be sitting here, hugging on your baby, or sitting in a chair, snuggling your baby. That's the goal. The goal is not to be like. Yeah. I mean, I like to dry my hair, and people are like, "Why are you drying your hair?" I just don't like wet hair. So. You do what you gotta do. But so comfy clothes. So first thing I threw in some just stretchy leggings, yoga pants, basketball shorts. Be comfortable. The thing I say to go with these, and this is mine, and it's old, and I'm sorry in advance. It is a nursing tank top. Okay.
Okay.
It may even have breast milk stain on it. I don't even know. Okay. Actually, this was my postpartum room for my second. This was Owen's room. So I probably sat right here with this tank top on and just snuggled my baby. So I love breastfeeding tank tops for those first couple of weeks. And why that is your breasts are going to fluctuate for those first 2 weeks. Milk's kind of got to figure its way in, out. You can just. And it also creates a little modesty, especially first-time babies. Don't be surprised. You just don't want everybody seeing your stuff. And it's not the second time you care, but you're a little bit, you can do things easier. You've done it before, okay? So these work really well. They're on. One side snaps down. You can nurse. Snaps right back up. You can wear it with your yoga pants. You get a hospital gown. Now, this hospital gown is not great. It's fine. It does what it needs to do.
And do you need to wear a second bra with this?
No,
or is
it just by itself. Okay. And then what I do is I turn this around. So it's almost like a little robe. So you have your tank top on, and you just put this on over. Okay?
Gotcha.
And then if you're hot, you just take it off.
Okay. Say, are you still, I guess the hormones are still fluctuating.
Oh my gosh. So we're going to talk about dad's back in a minute, but layers. Because moms get to control the air, okay? But yes, these are fantastic. They're soft. They're real stretchy. This is just a Target one. So, I mean, $15 or so. But it just does what it needs to do. And it doesn't look like, I don't know, doesn't show anything off. Yeah. My second thing is if you're more of a nightgowny type person, and the hospital will provide one too, and I'll show you in just a minute. But this is just like a little motherhood maternity type top, and it's also for breastfeeding. So you can see that this is a little bit more open so that you can nurse. Once again, creating a little bit of modesty, keeping you cool because it's drapey. And then of course, because I mean, we gotta be a little bit matchy. Oh, sorry.
I'm creating we've been through this pile because I'll forget in 5 minutes.
This is just a little robe, okay? There's nothing fantastic about it. It's soft, it's comfy. My big thing with robes, fluffy is nice, but it gets too hot. It gets too much. It's in the way. White, I mean, this does have some white in it, but also has red. Don't go straight white, okay? But
good advice.
I love this because it's actually, you can wear this in pregnancy and postpartum. It has a nice little wrap, and you can nurse in it with or without the gown.
I suspect, so is this a maternity version? This has been my newest realization lately. It's been really in the last week. I have noticed regular robes, you think it's all just fabric and it doesn't matter.
No.
Oh, but it does. Because this becomes...
And sometimes things tight here are not comfortable. You need it here so it's not binding you. So, and it's short. It's just so easy.
You know,
anything.
Not convenience store is not the right word, but not Target, Walmart, whatever.
Yeah, I mean that was a set my mom, bless her heart, bought, and I loved it, and I used it a lot postpartum. Because you're not going home a size 2. Plan to go home about the size of like 7 months pregnant because you still have a uterus.
That
you still
is nuts.
Sorry.
Sorry. So you only get to subtract. Okay, when you say 7 months, how many weeks are we talking here?
28.
Okay, so we can subtract.
I mean, and that's just the first 2 days. It goes down really quick after that. I mean, by 3 weeks postpartum with my first, I was in my regular jeans. It's not. It's just that your uterus has taken 10 months to stretch out. 2 days, it isn't going down to nothing.
I guess.
Okay. Sorry out there. I know.
We've got
hate mail on that.
That is amazing. Again, the things they don't tell you before you get pregnant. Not that it'll change anything.
You're not going out like that. My other thing for this is more of a labor thing because in labor you're going to have this on. That's all that you need. I mean, if you want to bring your own gown, that's fine. But
you can get cute ones made
Yeah,
or whatever.
that's-
That's a value. Yeah.
but
to you.
you're gonna lose some modesty. No underwear, no bra.
And I can't imagine you care a whole
No,
lot
you don't.
anymore. I mean, I've even gotten to the point now. I mean, initially I was like, okay, here's how this is gonna go.
Keep it
And
all
now, yeah,
covered.
keep it all covered. Don't go south of the equator. People.
No.
Now it's just kind of like whatever you got to do to get the kid out. I really don't care.
Yeah.
Do whatever you need.
Literally, I tell people, I'm like, unless you come in like a baby coming out, and at that point you're like, I don't care who you are, help me.
Just catch it.
So,
or get it
at
out.
that point, you know, in labor, I'm like, well, how can you keep it kind of cute if you do a regular one? I like soft, fluffy socks because sometimes after an epidural, or you just kind of calm down, feet get cold.
Mhm.
The rest of you still hot because welcome to pregnancy and parenthood, but in breastfeeding, oh my gosh, you get so hot breastfeeding.
That's so wild. I'm the coldest person alive, and now
No.
I don't even, for the most part, do not care for sheets at night. I just want to sleep on a flat surface.
And then it's like, why is it so hot in here?
Yes. There's a scene from what's the movie Father of the Bride 2, where they're both both are pregnant at the
with
same
the
time.
fans
That's
and-
totally realistic. But with the fans are going in the air conditioning, and the guys are all in the
Parkas. Yeah.
looking like something that came out of the Arctic.
Mm-hmm.
It might be what happens at our house very soon.
My husband, who is usually never cold, with my first, I remember I was in labor and it was November, and he was like, "It's a little cold in here." I was like, "I don't care. I'm hot." It felt like the furnace was on. So after an epidural, my feet always got cold. So I always say like a fluffy, cute pair of socks, because what's in the pictures most of the time? Your feet. So if you don't have a good pedicure.
Oh, clever.
Okay, the other thing, these are old, and I purposely brought old ones because I wanted to point out, bring an old pair of flip-flops. Like these are my...
These like the camp tennis, shower shoes.
Yes,
Not
yes.
tennis shoes, not
These
yet.
are the ones I've used at the pool at a previous year.
Okay.
You throw them on, go in the shower, take them off, whatever, walk around. When you get ready to leave this place, toss them in the trash. You don't take the hospital with you. How gross is that? Like, so, and then going home, a flat, good pair of shoes, even kind of like what you have on now, tennis shoes, which
I
you don't
would
have to
kick my
hand
heel
out.
to show you, but alas, I cannot.
It's okay.
They're just plain old ballet flats.
Yes, something flat. You don't necessarily need to go trotting home in flip-flops. Like I said, those are to throw away right here. It's because I offset our weight here. I'll put that on that side so it doesn't. So yeah, easy, comfy, okay? Dads, layers, because they get to control the air. This gives you...
It's a license.
It is. Depends on the time of year. If it's summer, bring a pair of sweatpants and a sweatshirt. But for the most part, just dress normal and have some layers. But definitely pack if there's room in the bag.
And each room here regulates.
Uses separately.
One regulate. Okay.
Yeah. The next part is your baby. Okay, we're gonna go through it. Like I said,
in one unit, you come out 2.
Yes, you go in 2, you come out 3. Or 4, depending on how many you have. So I'm going to show you your hospital stuff in just a minute, but the main thing I wanted to say for bringing stuff, the hospital gives you literally everything you need for your baby while you're here. You don't need anything. One thing you'll see me not show today is a diaper bag. Leave the diaper bag at home. You don't need it in the hospital. You don't need it going home because you're driving home. Have it ready for your pediatrician like the next day, or usually you see your pediatrician within 24 to 48 hours. That's the time to have it, but don't bring it with you. It's just added stuff. Okay. So you don't need that. So I brought a couple of examples of things you may be interested in bringing. Other than that, it's up to you. If you have a ton of cute baby stuff because your friends have given you stuff and you're like, I gotta use it, I want to use it, that's okay. But you don't have to do laundry if you don't need to. So first thing I brought was a cute little, just onesie. Okay, well, I guess I was kind of partially got the ones that I love daddy. It's a little puppy dog, just plain.
And you can do, is it newborn sizes?
Yeah.
Or do you,
I typically do,
my mom always said that none of her children went home anything under a 3-month size, but
I would say most of the stuff now is pretty true. My first was a 9-0 baby, and he still used newborn for a good 6 weeks. So if you want to bring one of each. I did that with my second because I knew the first one was so big. I was like, oh, I'm going to need both. No, he was fine in his little newborn. So this is actually a little 0 to 3, but it's been worn so much that it's probably shrunk down to a newborn.
Okay.
So just easy. Okay, this isn't anything fancy or lovely. Now going home, you want baby to have a cute outfit. Okay.
Was that a swaddle?
Oh, I'm gonna get that out. Don't worry.
Oh,
yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to put it over there. Okay, so this outfit is a little special to me. I didn't know what I was having the first time. Loved it. Bought boy and girl outfits, and I thought, oh, I'll use the second go around.
It's still on the hanger.
Still on the hanger. Still has the Carter's tag. So I thought, well, I'll bring it and show it off for this. Okay. So a little cute outfit for going home is the best because they do pictures. I know. they do pictures the day you go home. So you want your baby to be at his or her best. I will never use this. So I had the whole kit and caboodle. I found tights. I found hair bows.
You were ready.
I mean, I was ready. But my husband laughed too because I had bags sitting on the changing table, pink and blue, for whichever it was. So
oh my
just
gosh,
bring
how
the
funny.
yes. I was like, bring the bag. For which he knew what we were having, so bless his heart. He was like, okay.
Yeah, in your case, her husband knew and she didn't, which I find amazing. I don't know that I would have that kind of.
It was fine. I love not knowing, so I would. If he ever said have another one and not know, I would be fine with that. We're not having more children. Family and friends out there. I should preface with that. So anyway, yeah, this will go to somebody because I won't ever use it. But you just want something cute, okay? Then the final thing that I would say for baby is a little light gauzy blanket. Okay, the car, you can regulate the temperature. I love these because they're just light. Feel that. These are seriously my favorite blankies. My 2.5-year-old has one with monkeys on it. His he can't go without sleeping with it every night.
Oh, funny.
So this one actually my cousin ended up with. I'm like, I need to borrow a blanket because I can't take Owen's with me.
You can't take it with you, yeah.
No, because one, people would think it's starting to be a
Fall
little bit
apart,
more threadbare. But anyway, these we're going to show you a car seat in a minute. They're nice. They go right over. They're great for even nursing. You know, creating a little bit of, if you want modesty, you don't have to, but you can. It's a nice light blanket. Okay, we've even used it on vacation, just hanging it outside the window a little bit to create a curtain.
All set. And then things like we've talked in the past about. Oh, maybe never mind. We're going to get there.
What are we talking about?
I'm jumping ahead. Never mind.
Okay.
Just things that your preference items.
Oh, yes. We're getting to that. Okay, so toiletries. The hospital provides toiletries. But if you want to bring your own, bring your own, okay? So I threw in things like bobby pins, hair ties. This is something they don't have. Ooh, my hair's on, I'm sorry. I took out my ponytail the other day. But these are things they don't have. So bring a couple of these. Keep it on your wrist. I couldn't find mine in labor. I was like, where'd it go? It's on my wrist. Extra contacts if you're a contact wearer. They don't, of course, have those. The other thing they do not have, my hair is everywhere. You think I was postpartum. They do not have eye solution. So actually, I finished using this the other day and just brought it so it didn't get everywhere. And contact case. So if you're a contact wearer, this is your number one thing to remember besides your other stuff. This is the only thing I would say you have to have in the hospital. The other thing you can do, you can bring your own lotions, you can bring your own soap, you can bring your own deodorant. You know, it's hospital stuff, so if you don't do well with like hotel lotions, if they make your skin feel all grimy, then maybe bring your own.
Someone told me it was advice from someone just creating that sentimental smell.
Yep.
Like something if you want to associate the smell of a certain lotion with the experience of having your baby or whatever, it's not a bad idea to pop one of those in there.
And this one's just a little sweet pea, so if I guess if you had a girl, you could call her sweet pea. Toothbrush, toothpaste. Somebody else told me about using like even one of those little light room scents over by the ear so it kind of flows out. Just depends on your personality. I would caution the other thing with, and I had a plain thing of lotion, with scents is sometimes babies don't tolerate scent very well. So you are cuddling this baby and all of a sudden they've got like little rashes on their face, and it could be from your makeup, it could be from perfume. I remember telling my sister-in-law about this. I'm like, I feel bad because I feel like I smell like baby puke all the time. She's like, put some perfume on. I was like, he breaks out every time. So I realized if I put it on my back, I still got a nice smell when I walked around, and I didn't smell like baby puke all the time, and he didn't break out. So there are parenting hacks that you figure out on your own. All right. The other kind of saving grace that they'll send you home with, or you can pre-buy ahead of time, which you don't need to, are Tucks and Dermaplast. Okay. These are kind of like they're for your bottom. Okay. If you have a tear or you have hemorrhoids, so if during pregnancy hemorrhoids do happen, Tucks will be your best friend. Tucks. Okay. I'm telling you, people love these. They're a little bit of witch hazel. They soothe. They kind of calm it all down. So after delivery, your postpartum nurse will kind of go over these with you. This is a little bit of spray that if you have a tear, you just spray on real good, and then you pee. It kind of numbs it. You can actually use this too for sunburns.
All right.
So if you have a little one at home and you're like, oh, you got a little sunburn. It's got aloe, it's got lanolin, menthol.
Yeah. All right. Dermaplast and Tucks.
Dermaplast and Tucks. You do not have to pre-buy these, but it's not a bad idea to have them at home. Okay. The last thing I have kind of on my list, and we have a whole list, so I wonder if there's a way we could even upload. We can post digital.
If you've got a digital version, we can post it.
That I have is snacks and like chargers. I didn't bring the whole charger because I'm sure it's somewhere. Phone chargers, camera chargers, don't be left like, where is it all? Because, you know, that's when your phone's going to die or your batteries are going to die. Snacks. I threw in some granola bars. I personally don't eat gluten. So I can't just eat graham crackers or something here. The hospital does a fantastic job with their meal services. They come by, they see what you want, you can order things. If you have dietary restrictions, they will help you with those. Okay?
And then we talked before about music, whether you want I don't know who, let's see, whether you want Celine Dion or the Rat Pack singing while you're giving birth, but you can have that. Do you bring it in the form of, like, do you bring your own iPod? Do you bring...
I would do iPod.
Oh my gosh, I'm dating myself. Do you just bring your phone?
Your phone.
Sorry.
Because you can set up your own little playlist. It's not like in the old days where we made a mixtape.
It is so funny. It didn't occur to me until this moment, but that's all on the phone. Okay.
Not a mixtape anymore.
Nope.
Yeah. So it's up to you. If you do well, like you clean the house well to some Kelly Clarkson, and you're like, that's what I want my labor music to be. It gets me in the, mood to clean. Make your playlist. It's fine.
What gets you in the mood?
Yeah.
Pop out a baby.
Yeah.
All right.
So it's usually things that kind of like, if you want to walk and do your thing, you want things that you can kind of like move to, right? Because like the point of labor isn't to be like, you're going to be moving, you're going to be, we talked about squat bars and things like that before. I'm going to put you in those positions. So some kind of poppy music. But yeah,
we did that months ago.
Earphones, which I meant to throw in the bag, aren't a bad idea either, because you may actually want like a calming, quieter music, and people around you are annoying you. Because that does happen too. Like I said, the people you love the most sometimes drive you the most crazy in labor. A couple other things, and speaking of being in labor and being comfortable, bring your own pillow from home. Okay, this is not a pillow from home, but you're going to be in the hospital about 2 days after, or 2 nights after a vaginal delivery, 3 to 4 after a C-section.
Okay.
Everything in the hospital is made to be reused, washed. So beds are plastic. Pillows are plastic. So bring your own so you're comfy. Okay. The other thing, I don't think it's a bad idea to bring some sort of nursing or pillow for, you can even put your baby kind of on it while you're sitting by your baby, but ways to kind of get used to how you're going to feed your baby at home. Here, we could give you 30 pillows. At home, you're like, I got 2. So get used to what you're going to use at home, which I like.
And it's nice to have that kind of stuff here too, when the lactation consultants come in.
Because when you go home, if you shift your baby up 3 inches on a boppy versus a pillow, that's going to change the shape of their latch or affect how he or she nurses.
Gotcha.
So the last thing I want to say about bringing, and I'm going to show you everything the hospital has, because holy cow, you're going to be shocked, is your car seat. Okay, this doesn't need to come up until day of discharge. We are not brand specific and or type specific. This is what the hospital had, and I didn't want to carry in my own car seat. So you have a pumpkin seat type, and you also have the convertible car seat. Most of these start at about 5 pounds up to, it depends on your manufacturer. Couple of things. I put my safety stop in here because I think the safety stop, as was pointed out by Ann from Channel 5 this week, so amazing and so helpful. Okay, they're located at Children's, they're located at Progress West, the Magic House,
and the
Specialty Care Center. Yeah, they do things for older kids, so if you have older kids with helmets and things like that, but you need to make an appointment. That is key.
314-454-KIDS, 5437. If that's the number you're looking for, we can put that in the notes here too.
Because the old kind of thought process is that firefighters can put them in. The training is still out there, but it's not as prevalent, and so you're going to end up showing up somewhere and they're going to go, I think I can help you. And it's not a slam to them. Those that can, that's great, and go to them if you want. But these guys are trained professionals. They're here. They can install it.
They should have checked the volume of car seats that are installed incorrectly.
Yes.
Not because anyone has any intention of putting their child in an unsafe seat, but it's just because they're hard to install. They're
hard to install. People think it's expensive to come to have somebody install. It's not.
The services are free. And speaking of very well priced, you can get car seats. I believe she said in the segment, Brittany with Safety Stop said you can get a full car seat set for $65 because the St. Louis Children's Hospital Foundation subsidizes all of the materials that are sold there, so we're able to sell those back at cost. So it really is an awesome resource, especially if you're on a budget, whether you are or not. But if you are, most certainly make an appointment, get in, and have somebody install it professionally. And
so important.
And they're safe items; they've been vetted. So
that's the thing. And like you said, I mean, it's so many are installed correctly. Even just putting your child in it, you're like, does the chest, if it's first baby, you're like, does the chest clip go here? You don't know that it's called a chest clip. I do because I've had babies. Sometimes you end up with
Safety Stop next week for.
Oh, awesome.
I think I shouldn't say
okay,
that.
So we're previewing next week. So anyway, Car seat on day of discharge, it does not need to come up earlier. Okay.
All right. So
All right.
now we're getting the kid home. But before we do, so do you want to move the?
Yeah, let's just
push
move
this
this out here. I want to kind of go over what you get in the hospital because I don't want you to think all this stuff is necessary. Maybe I should have done it first, but I want you to kind of see the things that are provided. Okay. Everybody that's admitted gets basic toiletries. Soap, shampoo, deodorant, mouthwash, toothpaste, toothbrush, chapstick, socks. Okay? Like I said, you can bring your own fluffy socks or you're fine too. My husband, he had surgery a couple years ago and he was like, you never told me about these socks.
The treads are awesome.
He loved it, yeah. I was like, okay, they're bright yellow. I've been trying to throw them away one time. Sorry. And you also get a hospital gown. After delivery, oh, and a water. I didn't tell you about the water pitcher. If you can't get two, because if you're breastfeeding, you are never so thirsty and hungry, as we've talked about. You will drink. This keeps water cold forever. When you're done having kiddos, it's nice too if you paint. You can just pop it open. It has a little handle. You can trim. You know, so there's always ways.
You've been through this time.
I know. The old ones used to have a snap on them, so it would keep paint longer. And I remember we were painting. I was like, this is the best thing ever. So I love recycle. So reusing, you know, making the world better, decreasing our carbon footprint. After delivery, you're gonna see this white bag come out, and you're gonna be like, what?
So exciting. What's in it?
I'll let you open it. It's so interesting.
Looks like oh my gosh, no, I've heard about this. I should have just, sorry, you should have warned me. All right, so go for it, Katie.
That's part of live, right? Pads.
The largest ones you'll ever
Oh, no,
see
wait, I
in your
didn't even get
lifetime.
those out. Oh, they're not even,
And no, the mesh was the,
yeah, there's different size pads. There's an orange pad that,
oh my gosh. Those things are monstrous.
will you look and see if there's a bag hanging on that bathroom door for me real quick? And let's just see if it's in there. Then, while we're waiting,
Wow.
ladies and gents, this is
all your dreams coming true.
mesh underwear or birth control. No, okay. So the pads, they make these big orange colored pads, which I didn't even look in the bag, I just grabbed it, that are literally about this size, or white ones that are about this size, that take up almost front to back, the whole thing. Okay?
I think my eye just started to twitch. You did. So sorry.
These will be your best friend for about a week. And then you're going to hate them and you're going to throw them away and go back to normal underwear with just some pads. But look at the give in that.
That you're gonna feel so thin every single day.
You're going to put that on and be like, ouch. Now, if you have a C-section too, these don't rub.
Okay.
Because look, I mean, it's just soft and stretch. They make two types. They also have these.
Also pretty darn sexy.
Boy shorts.
Did someone talk about ice packs once, or is that just advice that a friend has given me?
Maybe. We can talk about ice packs.
Is that something you recommend?
Yeah, so you get a ton in the hospital. The other thing that, and I put it in my, if you take a newborn diaper, on the part that latches, you just tear that open and put chopped ice in there and put it against a woman's bottom. She will love you. Because not only is this absorbent, again, we talk about the absorbency.
Talk about pickup lines.
I know how to take care of you in labor.
Those are moves.
I actually learned this in nursing school at the hospital I was at then. And you just filled it up with chopped ice and you put it on their bottom and it doesn't burn their skin, like give them freezer burn.
Chopped ice, okay.
What? And you could do it going home. You could use like witch hazel, even putting those Tux pads on that and then put it on your bottom.
All right. Again, every one of these I should work on my poker face beforehand.
And that's my fault. I didn't.
I think
I'm
you
so
do it
sad about the
intentionally.
big one.
That's all right.
Okay.
I think it's good and illustrated. The spray bottle. Oh, I've heard
Spray bottle. Okay. This too will be your best friend. Okay. You're gonna fill it with just some warm, not hot, not cold, because think about something spraying you in your private region. You don't want it to burn you, and you don't want it to feel like you're blasting it with ice water. And you just, as you pee, you spray it with some water. And we give you an extra in case. Okay?
You never want to run out of certain things.
You don't. And then once you're on postpartum and you're snuggling your baby, they have gowns, and this is why I said you can pack your own or you can use theirs. These are meant to be, I should put this on you, I don't know why I'm putting this on.
That's all right. We're doing just fine.
These are breastfeeding gowns.
Okay.
Okay? So, once again,
Get cold. You can just put a little muffler in there.
yeah. And so you look all cute, and then somebody's coming in, you're like, oh, and then your baby's hungry, you just, and then you're good.
All right.
Once
then.
again, creating some bit of modesty. So,
Yeah.
and you could also still do the nursing tank top. You could undo it. just kind of do what works. I mean, I'm all about decreasing my laundry. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, now it's hard to see in here, so I'm gonna bring some of this stuff out. Things that come in the bin. This is a bassinet, so every baby gets one of these. They're actually getting new ones in 2 weeks. I'm hearing they're
They
amazing.
stay in the hospital.
Yes.
Correct.
So this is where your baby sleeps when you're here. This blanket does not go up here, so you can. Next to your bed, you have this clear. Can we see it in the picture? Is that okay? Okay. You can see, like right here, you can check on your baby. Okay, so your baby's not gonna roll over and, you know. These are wipes. You may say, how are these wipes? They are a kind of a cottony.
Yeah.
Kind of feel a little bit rough, but when you wet them with some warm water,
They
get
feel like
real
Viva
soft.
paper towels.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they soften up. Babies' bottoms, and more specifically even for girls, they don't tolerate scents very well, and lotions and things that are in wipes. So for the first few days, just some warm water.
Okay.
Warm water. We'll get that meconium off. We'll get that pee off. So you just wet those. Diapers, diapers, diapers. Okay. I love these diapers, which I'm not going to pull one out of here because I already have one. And that most of your newborn diapers have a yellow stripe. You know what that yellow stripe's for?
It doesn't indicate when they need to be changed.
They
Okay.
peed or pooed. And it
Okay.
turns like a yellowy blue.
Okay.
Smartest thing
It is
ever!
kind of
Because when you have a sleeping baby,
The last thing you want to do is check
and
it.
you're like, did you pee?
Yeah. That is one piece of
Sniff
advice
tests.
I've kept in mind as I've looked at things is I think you were the person who told me anything that unzips
Yeah.
from the bottom.
Yes.
So that you don't have to wake them whenever you're changing them.
Which we're going to talk about with the swaddler in just a minute.
Okay.
Yes, I love them. All babies get these little white onesies, which you may think, well, that looks kind of drab. Oh my gosh, I'm a sweet little newborn. I look so stinking cute. Because it's just their little soft skin and like dark or blonde or bald head. I mean, it's just so sweet. Okay? You get tons of like washcloths, things like that. The blankets will teach you how to swaddle. You also do get a swaddler. Before I forget, I'll show you the swaddler. It's not sucker. Okay? One thing too, going home, sometimes a nose Frida, things like that, if you don't have them on your list, are a good option too. The swaddler, I don't know if I can take this one out.
And these go home with every newborn
So
as well?
they're usually in the crib that you can use while you're here, and then you get to take home a brand new one, which I think if I turn it over, I can show you better. So it says, I was born at Barnes Jewish Hospital. And if you can look by the picture, you put baby in it, it unzips from the bottom, and then you Velcro over baby, like the arms, okay? So it kind of does this. But specifically, as you can see, it unzips from the bottom. So it kind of looks like an airplane when it's out, and then you just wrap it around your baby. Awesome. And they're so
And when they've been
soft.
tucked into such a tight space for so long,
They like that, like comfort. But this is super soft. You of course want to wash it. It's a micro fleece. It says
And they make
newborn.
muslin ones, like
Yeah.
not muslin or cotton.
Yeah, they do.
The
I
lighter
have
weight
cotton
ones
ones
for
too.
summer.
Yeah. This is birth to 3 months. That's a newborn. I made the mistake of not using it until, I don't know, it was a little bit later because I thought, oh, it's too big. I wish I would have used it a lot sooner. It's amazing. So you have everything you need for your baby right here. Okay. The next thing I want to show is behind you. That's our breast pump. So each of the
This is my
rooms
dad a moment.
is set up. Okay. It's set up with a breast pump. Here we use the Amita pumps, okay? Along with, if you need it, a pump kit. So this is an Amita breast pump kit. It can be fitted to other breast pumps, but this is what we use here. We have lactation nurses that are here. They're not here at night, but they're here every day of the week. They come in, they sit down with moms, they work on latch, position, even going home, like how do you store breast milk? When should I start pumping? They go over all those things with you. And then they give you information. They have support groups that meet every Tuesday from 2 to 3 in the Schwartz Auditorium that any mom is welcome to join with their baby who's breastfeeding before it's
I was talking to him earlier this week, second time he was saying it was a lifesaver.
Yeah. Reach out, and I think we've talked about this before. If you feel like you are struggling and you're like, I don't know if I can do this, it's uncomfortable, something, when you go home it does change because milk has come in, you know, the pillow might be different, and you're like, I don't know if I can do this. Reach out, reach out, don't try to be a hero.
And then we have a question.
Oh yeah.
Okay, Margaret says, what about baby bottles? I won't be able to breastfeed. How do I know what bottles to purchase?
Thank you, Margaret, for asking that question. That is a fantastic question because there are so many different kinds of bottles out there. And whether you're planning to breastfeed and pump and store, or if you have decided not to or can't breastfeed, as many people
or don't want to, and that's okay.
Then you need to have something handy. And the advice I've read everywhere is, buy a whole bunch of different ones because you'll never know what your baby likes. Is that it, or are there some out there that are
more friendly. Or,
yeah.
Yeah. So I think it can get very overwhelming because of how many there are.
Yeah.
You have some that have 20 pieces to them. You have some that are big, some that are little. You're like, I don't know.
Glass, plastic. Yeah.
Right. And that is the thing. Some babies, they want to tell you what they like.
Mm-hmm.
Both my babies use the same type of bottle, and I was just like,
They
here you
just
go.
didn't
They
make
just
choice.
did it, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I would say personally, from knowing other people that had the experience, I wouldn't go out and buy like 20 types, but
Mhm.
maybe have 2 or 3 different types on standby. You know, do your more popular ones. Try those first because they're easier to get. They're a
Mhm.
little bit cheaper. Once you start moving into glass, certain specialty bottles, things like that, you do pay more. Some places, when you register, give you a free bottle.
Yes.
Try
I was
that.
gonna say that I have a couple of, I mean, and just to mention brands, because I know there's Avent, there's Dr. Brown, there's
Ma'am.
Judy, or I think it's Judy.
Judy, Ma'am, Tommy Tippers.
And they all tout different things, but I think the Avent one came in a registration packet at Destination Maternity. So like over at the mall, you go in there and I don't know if you have to purchase something or not, but they automatically put you in their system and you are
You get
flooded
coupons
with
and
stuff.
Yeah.
And it has all gone into a box, but I was sorting through it the other day and there were a couple of bottles in there. So
Yeah. You can do
it's
that.
a nice place to start, and then otherwise
It works. You know, you just figure out, and in the hospital, I should say, and then we're going to go to our next question. They do provide you with formula, so you don't. Was that the question? Okay, yes. So there wasn't any in here. We are considered a baby-friendly facility here, so if you are formula feeding, you just ask, and they will get it for you. And baby-friendly meaning that they don't automatically supply formula in every crib.
Yeah, and the baby-friendly designation. I mean, I think it was a couple of different things. Like I had said, this was advice my mom gave me years ago about the baby will be in the room with you for a long time. Do not hesitate to let the baby sleep in the nursery overnight. And here, I think these things are feasible. You just have to talk to
You
them
just
because of
have
the
to,
baby-friendly designation. Preference is, of course, for baby to be in the same room with mom at night.
If you're breastfeeding, you're going to be nursing about every 3 hours. So if that is something you're like, it's almost 2 a.m., I think I'm going to just take a couple hours. That's fine, just ask. But other moms are like, it's fine. He's sleeping. I'm good. Just kind of play it by ear. Every baby's different. So
And it all changes. It's so funny because I think all of us have predetermined in our minds how we're going to react to things and how we're going to do it, but it always changes once there's a real baby there, once you've been through whatever labor you've been through or had a C-section, when you're planning a vaginal birth, all of these things.
when your plans that we talked about, your preferences get sometimes go a little wayward, you're like, well, I can't do this when I get home. It's okay, let somebody else do it.
I was joking that with one of the physicians here that I had said I was like, on my due date I have it all scheduled as to how things are going to go, but actually I've scheduled it all for 2 days before. And I was kidding, and she goes, you keep up an attitude like that and you're guaranteed a C-section just because that's how it goes.
Or for your water to break in the most inopportune time because you're like, oh, I got tickets to the Muni, and you're like, I'm going to the Muni.
We went to a restaurant not long ago and a woman, 5th child, water broke right there at the table. So
Wow. I hope she had a car kit.
I hope she did too. I would say
We're going to patent it. Okay, so.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, I think we
if
should
we're not
patent
here
it.
next week, it's because we're millionaires.
Yeah. So that's pretty much all I have. I would say going home, just remember it's basic stuff you need. Diapers, wipes, a couple of outfits and some swaddlers. I remember first baby having everything set up, like the swing and the bouncer, and you're like, okay, I didn't even need it for a little bit. It's okay if you don't have it all right now.
Yeah.
You need a car seat too. Sorry, you do need that car seat. But other than that,
Car seat, diapers. I'm trying to think of things that people have said. You have to have a car seat, diapers, a safe place for baby to sleep, which we will cover next week. And that doesn't even have to be anything super fancy. You don't have to have a crib set up or anything.
Nope.
Mine's still hanging out in the store room. I'm waiting for them to call and evict it. But all of those things are
it's fine.
They're high maintenance, but they need a few things.
Exactly. And even moms, we talked about the bag, and somebody saying, how do you get some of these things? Do you need a breastfeeding nightgown from home? No. You can just wear a t-shirt. It's fine. Be comfortable. Get the tux pads from the hospital if you don't pre-buy them. That's okay. They make all kinds of things once you go home. If you're like, I didn't get enough lanolin in the hospital. I was just talking to Abby before we started about the and I knew I was going to forget it when I started.
Nipple cream.
Yeah,
Mother's Nature, Mother Nature now.
Mother's Love.
Okay.
Nipple cream. Cotton Babies has it. It's amazing. And they also make the Angel Bottom Baby makes a cream for your bottom area too. that is very soothing. I mean, there's things that you can get out there that don't have to be from here or from Target or from Cotton Baby. It's just, you kind of figure out like the ice packs and things like that. So be comfy.
And ask other moms.
Yeah.
And we have another question.
Jocelyn asks, does the hospital provide blankets for daddy or other mommy for at night?
Yeah, so here at Barnes currently, I haven't really seen the postpartum setup. I saw the labor setup, I'm sorry. We have 2 beds, and we have one kind of pushed out of the way right now because it's housing all of our stuff. But as long as census for the hospital is stable, they leave the other bed for whoever's with you. So they can use the blankets, the pillows, things like that, so that they're not like sleeping in a chair. I mean, sometimes that does happen if the census is too high. We don't double rooms, but if another
There are
unit,
lots of people in the hospital.
yeah, and they need the beds, then they'll pull them, but it's rare. Yeah.
Terrific. Well, if there are no more questions, I think we'll wrap it up and give you the rest of your day back. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate it and giving us this guidance. That bag looks like the backseat of my car right now, except it's not full of baby stuff. It's full
No,
of shoes.
and remember, this is definitely a combination, but you do get so much that, you know, big deal.
It'll all be good.
Happy 4th, everyone. Be
Yes.
safe. Just be safe with the fireworks.
Yes, thank you so much for joining us,
Thank
Katie,
you.
and for that message. Yes, be very careful with those fireworks, but have a wonderful holiday weekend. And we will be back here next Friday at 1 o'clock as well. Have a good day.